Hello, Pisces. This is going to be your general tarot reading for July 2021. I apologize as usual for these coming out so late this month. I got slammed with a whole bunch of things all at once about two weeks ago. And so I had to deal with those things first. So this reading is for you if you are a Pisces rising, sun, moon, or Venus. And as always, this reading may or may not resonate for you. Some parts might resonate strongly with you. Other parts of the reading may not, because this is a reading geared towards a collective, not a particular person. Although sometimes I do think that personal messages for specific people sneak their way in there. All right. So let's see what comes out for you Pisces people for July 2021. For your main cards this month, I'm using the Spiral Tarot. For your clarifiers, I'm going to be using the Arthur Rackham Oracle cards, which have proven this month to be quite interesting to work with. Definitely makes a plot to work with those oracle cards. There's even words in it that I'm not familiar with. The creator of the Arthur Rackham Oracle cards has an amazing vocabulary. So let's see what comes out for you for July. And if you would like to skip through this part and just go straight to the reading, there is a timestamp down below in the description box. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, and I'm doing things differently now. I'm going to be picking your clarifiers all at once instead of throughout the reading. That way I think it does save some time and it keeps the reading more fluid. So I'm going to do that now. Okay. What in the world? Okay, all right. I'm putting that back in. Okay, all right. You have a lot of what would be considered negative vibrations in this reading. I don't know what's going on with you, but okay, I'm going to look into that more. You know what? I rarely do this, but I'm not feeling this at all with this last bit. I'm going to start over. Maybe I'll shuffle first. Okay, that's better. Okay. I'll try to make sense out of this. It looks very complicated to me. I might be using these for remedies actually because there's so much in here. This is the most complicated reading possibly out of all of them so far. Not to deter you or anything or make you feel worried, but all right. I'm just going to be honest and direct about what I'm seeing in here. This might be for a specific person or a small group of you in its details. So, your central energy for July 2021 is the Six of Swords. So you are moving away from conflict and you are moving on to much more peaceful waters in the future. You might actually be physically moving from one location to another location, or you might be going on a trip in order to get some peace of mind and some alone time to think and process. It definitely seems as though you're moving on or you're finding peace in a situation, even if it's just inner peace. Or you're wanting to sail away from difficult times or difficulty or conflict of some kind. So, with it, on one side of it, what you are sailing towards is the female significator. So this is you if you consider yourself feminine or a woman. This is you. You're sailing towards yourself or being yourself. What you are sailing away from is parasite, dominating influence. It's the witch from Rapunzel that literally uses her hair in order to climb up so that she can be a parasite on this poor girl. And regrets, winter of the soul. So what I'm seeing here, this is very precise and kind of direct, so it may not be your reading, so don't try to make it fit if you're not going through something like this. Although the reading may change over the course of this, so hang in there a little bit longer. If it doesn't resonate, you might be surprised. So what I'm seeing here is perhaps you have realized that you have been you have regrets because you allowed certain dominating influences to suck your energy from you. Possibly you have been stuck in one place because of this, because other people have needed you, but do they really need you? Or are they just using you? You may have had some toxic people in your life that have been sucking your energy from you and making you feel trapped in one way or another, or being afraid of being trapped. You might have regrets because you've realized that this has wasted time. You've lost time because of these parasites or because of parasitic people or energy. I guess another way of naming them is to say energy vampires. You may have realized that people you thought were your friends were actually energy vampires. This parasite could be a partner, it could be a lover, it could be a boss, it could be a relative, it could be somebody that you have to deal with, or that someone that you have been possibly unconsciously enabling or giving them what they needed when you knew that it was taking energy from you. And perhaps you have some regrets that you kept on falling prey to this situation or this person, and you wish that you had ended it sooner or weeded them out sooner, or you have regrets that you were a victim to this parasitic energy here. But you have definitely decided to move on. You are no longer falling prey to these parasites anymore, or dominating influences in your life that don't really seem to care very much about how you are actually doing or how they're affecting you. So you have chosen to move away from this. You are on your way someplace else, and you're going more towards your own healthy expression of yourself. If this is a family member, this may have been somebody who held on to you through guilt tripping you, or through making you feel bad, or making you feel responsible, or this person also may have some regrets over this as well. Maybe they've realized that they have been taking advantage of you, where perhaps they hid that from themselves before. But something about this, you still have regrets over this that you're dealing with, or there are certain things you wish you had done differently. But you are going towards yourself. You're going towards health. You're going towards empowerment, being fully yourself, and maintaining your boundaries and self-discovery, rather than what other people have perceived you to be or projected on you that you should be. You may actually be going on some kind of a trip or moving towards a prominent woman in your life, whether it's a sister or a cousin or a friend or a new partner or somebody that you are going towards, possibly somebody who can help ground you out and recover from whatever it is that you are coming away from, where you realize you've been taken advantage of. Okay, So, your challenge. Your challenge is the Ace of Wands. And with it is devilment, force for mischief. Maybe you are ready for a new beginning or a new path of action, but this new path of action or this new beginning in your life is being delayed temporarily. This might be because of mischievous forces that have meddled in the situation, or you might have acted in a mischievous manner, and somehow through your mischievousness, you may have created some issues that keep this new beginning from being able to come in. If this is a new passion for a new person or a new relationship or a new something that you are very tempted to go towards or go with, there may be I'm reluctant to say that out loud. Give me a remedy for this. What does this devilment have to do with that is keeping them from a new beginning? Exchanging gifts. Maybe you didn't. Well, what is a remedy? A change in the wind. Maybe for whatever reasons, this new beginning that you were so sure about isn't exactly the direction you're supposed to be going in, and that might be one of the reasons on why the spirits are being so mischievous and possibly keeping you from a new beginning. Maybe there's yet to be something done or accomplished or finished up before you can even head in a new direction right now. You need to deal with all of this mess that is left behind. Pardon me for saying this, it might be a trigger for someone. Keep in mind this is not a personal reading. This is geared towards a collective. And when I get information that could possibly hurt people's feelings or make you feel like I am blaming you for something, don't take it that way. It's just what I'm getting in here. It might be that you didn't, it might be that you got a little bit mischievous and you may have played a trickster role in all of this, or you may have done something in here that has created results or created something that came from your actions that perhaps you weren't expecting, and you didn't think that your actions would have that much of a toll on how things have turned out. Or this could be somebody else, you guys. It doesn't have to be you. But I'm getting like a trickster, mischievous energy from you. It might be that someone else was offended by this, or someone else didn't think you were taking it seriously, or someone else in the picture may have been meddling in a situation for fun, but it has created some results that are keeping you from being able to act or keeping you from being able to move forward with something. It might be because you held back and you did not exchange gifts with someone, or you held back and kept your own intentions to yourself, but you wanted to know what someone else's was. Or because you're on your way out of something, you may want to play some tricks on people. But I would refrain from doing that, you guys. I know Pisces energy very, very well. And I know you guys can sometimes get a twinkle in your eye and want to mess some stuff up for the fun of it, especially when you're upset or when you're leaving a situation where you felt as though you haven't been able to be yourself. Be careful with that. Be careful with that. So there is a change in the wind. It might be that your guides or spirits around you are messing with the energy a little bit because it's not actually for you and you think that it is. And so there may be something else coming in the wind that you weren't expecting that is a different opportunity. Or there may be something about this situation that you're not seeing that will become evident later on. Okay. So what is helping you is the moon, major arcana, and amalgamation, inner harmony. You are at harmony with yourself. You seem like you're pretty aware of your subconscious, or you've been possibly even having some pleasant dreams recently, where you wake up from beautiful dreams or pleasant dreams. I'm getting something about your mom, possibly. Your mom is very happy with you, or your mom is there for you. What is helping you is to be in touch with your deepest emotions and to focus on finding harmony with your emotions. You might also be going through a healing time where you need to sleep more, you need to hole up more, not expose yourself to too much right now, because you are healing and you are accomplishing inner harmony with yourself right now. You're focusing on yourself. That's good. You had that earlier as what you're sailing towards. Maybe you have suppressed yourself, or you haven't completely been yourself because you've had certain energies that possibly have created mischievousness in your life, or trickster type energy, or even energy vampires that have been sucking your energy dry. And so it looks like you're working on refilling your cup back up, or finding inner peace with yourself, possibly over some things from the past as well. Water is very important for you at this time. Okay, so at your root, or in the baseline of the reading, there is the Ace of Wands. Yes, there's a change in the wind. There's a change in the wind. There's no way of knowing what will happen. Maybe the one wand that you thought was what you wanted isn't actually the right wand for you. Maybe there are many other options, and another option would actually bring you better results. So you may want to refrain from taking action specifically on anything just yet until things settle and until you feel more settled, and that way you can make better sense out of your options, or what should be done, or what you should do. There's possible travel in this reading, where you're traveling, or you're moving, or you are possibly visiting many different places. There's definitely change in the wind, and there is no real way of knowing what exactly will happen. You just have to take care of yourself emotionally, rest, and focus on inner harmony, finding inner peace, finding peace of mind, and moving forward towards a better future, or a better situation where you are more yourself than you have been. With this Eight of Wands, there is the hidden, transpiring beneath the surface, conflict, personal disunity. With acrimony, festering resentments. Have you been holding back on some anger you have towards a situation? Are you hiding your anger? Are you suppressing your anger? Do you have festering resentments over something? And then there is ending. Our journey's over and done. Something has definitely ended. I feel as though perhaps you've had an emotional vampire around you somehow, where they need you to take care of them, or they need you to constantly empathize with them, with what they're going through. You might even be coming away from a period of hardship where you had to take care of someone, or pick up duties for someone, or extend your energy way too much on the behalf of somebody else. Maybe this was a labor of love, like a grown child or somebody in the family that needed it. But I'm getting more that you have been sucked dry, or you've had people leeching off of your energy, and it's not good for you, and you've realized this. It may be hard, but you may have had to end a certain connection or a certain cord with someone for your own sense of health, emotional health. For your own emotional health, you may have had to cut someone out of your life that was toxic. For your own self-preservation, which can sometimes be extremely hard, especially if we've been dealing with them for a long time, or they've been a part of our lives for a long time. Maybe you are wondering if you should have regrets here. They may have unconsciously guilt tripped you to the point where you feel like you're letting them down, even though they've become a burden or a parasite on your energy. This could also be recovering from somebody's death. This could be a mother who has passed away, or this could be a long-term caretaking situation that you were in where you had to take care of someone for a long period of time, and now they have passed away, or the situation has changed, or they've gone into... I'm just throwing out examples here. I'm not saying that this is exactly your story. That they've gone to hospice now, and so you are not having to take care of that person anymore, and now you have this empty space that once was filled up with something. So now it's almost like you're looking for a sense of direction, or you're looking to see what ends up unfolding from here, because everything is up in the air. If for some reason you do have hidden resentments or hidden anger that you have been suppressing, that is not good for you, and that does not help you with finding inner peace. It might be because if you had addressed something, it would have made the conflict worse. But how do you know that if you've been hiding how you feel? Or you may have realized that something has dissolved because there were a lot of hidden resentments and hidden anger in the matter, a lot of possibly passive-aggressive type behavior, and you don't want any part of that. You don't want to be emotionally manipulated. You don't want to have someone smile to your face and consider them a friend, only to find out that they've been hiding resentments or jealousy about you, and they actually don't have your best interests in mind. So I can see why the moon is helping you. This is a lot. This is a lot to recover from. Maybe you've gone through some kind of a disillusionment as well, where you thought something was fine or healthy for you, or you thought something was happening that wasn't. And in fact, it might have been the opposite. You just look depleted to me, and it looks like you need to sail away and recover first before you can take any major actions. Or it's not the right time right now to make actions, because there's still a lot up in the air, and there's no way of really... The only sense of direction that you seem to have here is for mental clarity and peace, and that's your biggest priority right now, is recovering, resting, possibly going on a trip or traveling or moving. After you settle, after things settle, then you'll know what steps to take next. But until then, it looks like you're trying to process all this, or release it, or let it go. So in the past, recent past, you have the Queen of Wands with reserve, complete unto oneself. You look pretty strong. I'm not viewing this as being somebody else. I'm viewing this as being an aspect of yourself. You seem like you know exactly who you are and how you deserve to be treated. And you're not going to throw pearls before swine. You're not going to open up to people unless you feel like you are respected or understood. You may have been reserved about something, but it could also be that you realize maybe you should have taken action on something instead of being so reserved. Or how do you balance reserve, self-respect in with being able to actually open up and have real relationships with people? or to assert yourself. Maybe you have been holding back instead of asserting yourself in certain situations. This may have caused you to have festering resentments because you didn't feel like you were able to do anything, or you were reluctant to do anything, or to say anything, or to take action on something. Let me get a little bit more on it. The Two of Wands. You're hanging back for now while you look over your choices. You don't want to take any major actions on anything just yet because you're still hanging back, being reserved, and really looking at your options first before you make any major steps towards anything or initiate anything. If this is for someone where you are frustrated because you would like to get going with some kind of an attraction to somebody, as in starting to date someone, starting to get to know someone, starting some kind of a relationship based off of attraction, it looks like possibly this person is up in the air, or this person has some aspects to their nature that you may not be familiar with yet. They seem like a new person. It might be that this person is very reserved, or hard to get to know, or it takes time to get to know them. They might have a busy life, or they have other things going on, or they're just naturally kind of reserved. You, on the other hand, might want to initiate things further, or to push things along, or to try to initiate something. But it looks like either or this is you or this is them, where they are pushing you to initiate something and you're not quite sure yet and you're being reserved. Either way, it looks like whoever this is that wants to further things along needs to be a little bit patient, because this person who is reserved needs to think things over a little bit longer. They're reluctant to take action without knowing exactly what is the best choice for them right now. So take your time. Or a prominent woman in your life may have given you some kind of a big opportunity, but you are reserved to make any major actions just yet until you have a better idea of what's happening. You don't want to make the wrong choice, because then if you extend yourself in that direction, it's a lot harder to backtrack and go back. So, your best possible outcome. Your best possible outcome is the Five of Swords with persecution, casual cruelty. Like I said, this reading's kind of intense. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in it. You may have had to deal with situations that were possibly abusive, unfair, involved harsh words, or just people being casually cruel with each other, or mean to each other, or mean to you, or mean to people that you love. It looks like you've possibly kept how you feel to yourself because you didn't want to aggravate the situation or make it worse by addressing it. But it looks as though your best possible outcome is to have the courage to be defensive but daring, and to stand up to any kind of bullies that are in your life right now, whether they're bullying people that you love or bullying you. And instead of having hidden resentments or hiding your anger or not addressing something, it seems as though you need to address it, or you just need to defend yourself and be courageous and daring about what you're trying to do, which is sailing away from drama, sailing away from conflict, moving away from people like this or energy like this. With courage, you have afflatus, your divine calling. You need to get up. Your best possible outcome is that you have the bravery within you, and to defend yourself if you need to, but to pursue your calling or pursue what you are drawn to do at this time. It might be that you have had some parasites or energy vampires in your life recently who have been trying to tell you that you can't do certain things, or you're not capable of doing certain things, or that if you go in that direction, you'll only encounter bad things. But defend yourself. You know what you're capable of and you know what you want. So don't let other parasitic type people's opinions of what you are capable of get in the way of knowing what you are capable of. You might need to protect someone or defend someone too, or something from harm. You just don't want this in your life, period. This is still bothering you, otherwise it wouldn't be coming up in your best possible outcome. This is still bothering you. Something has occurred that has disrupted your feeling of inner peace. And you need to let go of it, transmute it, move on, find some semblance of inner peace where this no longer sneaks up in your best possible outcome, or is still somehow hanging in there. Maintain your boundaries, stand your ground, address the situation so that you can follow your path, or you can do what you love to do, or defend someone that you love. So, in the future, you have the Hierophant, Major Arcana. You are healing. You are in recovery. You're healing. You're overcoming something that you have possibly has drained your energy quite a bit. And you're also seeing the wisdom in the situation, learning what you do need to learn from the situation, and you are very much renewed in your vision of what you want to surround yourself with, which has nothing to do with this. And look, it's still sneaking in here. There's subversion, tranquility disturbed. And then you have coterie, kindred spirits, or coterie. I still don't know how to pronounce it. Kindred spirits. You want to surround yourself with people that you truly trust and feel embraced by or held up by, not torn down or not depleted. But you have to heal some of this anger or resentment or hurt that you still have left over from possibly being treated badly or taken advantage of. You might still have some wounds in the way that are making you afraid that you're going to have to encounter this again, or that your tranquility will be disturbed again. But you're working on it. Make sure, if you can't speak with the people that, or the person that this all is wrapped up with, that's been stealing your energy from you, talk to somebody else about it. You need to get it off your chest. It looks like you have some things that are still niggling at you that you need to get out of yourself. And who better to do that with than kindred spirits that are good friends of yours that support you? Or a counselor, or somebody whose opinion you trust and look up to, where you can kind of get these things out. I feel like you're holding on to something without speaking about it, and it's become toxic at this point. It's not good for you, and it certainly doesn't help you to move on. So, something to do with the past, with people wounding you or hurting you, or feeling hurt over something that you thought perhaps you were over, but it turns out you're not. But you are definitely healing right now and recovering, and your energy is going to become renewed through this process of moving away from whatever this was. I'm seeing even in here something about siblings fighting over money and a will. or family members being at odds with one another over stupid things like possessions and money, or who was in charge, or this or that person's opinion. But really, if that's true for someone, whoever has passed away, they never would have wanted that to ever happen. They didn't want their loved ones to be at odds with one another. I'm still kind of feeling like you need to get something off your chest, or you need to say something that perhaps you've been keeping to yourself. This could even be a secret, I suppose. Or something about the past that you have never talked about before, and it's hard to talk about it. All right. So, I actually have to pause this for a moment. I'll be right back. Okay, here I am again. All right, so what's coming up for you in the future looks lovely. And keep in mind what was helping you this month is Major Arcana the Moon, which is your own Major Arcana card, along with the Hanged Man. So it seems to me as though you're returning to yourself, or you're more yourself now than you have been, or you are going towards yourself. Maybe, I don't know what you've been through, but there's a lot of really difficult, weird cards in here, like festering resentments, the hidden transpiring beneath the surface, persecution, conflict, endings. There is tranquility disturbed, force for mischief, which doesn't necessarily have to be a negative thing, but with all these other cards in here, and then you have more over here too. There's coercion, leaving behind. So it looks like whatever it is that you have been surrounded with, or whatever has been sucking your energy from you, it has not been good, and it has possibly caused you to forget about yourself, or what your own personal magic or your own personal beauty you have to give to situations. You may have suppressed aspects of yourself in order to handle some kind of a situation, but it looks like what's helping you is you are fully in touch with your emotions again. You're fully aware of your own strengths, which are unusual, amazing strengths that Piscean people have. And it looks like you are blossoming in the future because you have the Empress, Major Arcana. So there's love, fertility, prosperity, creativity of all different kinds, abundance, feeling connected to the earth, feeling grounded, feeling productive, feeling beautiful. Maybe you haven't been feeling very beautiful or handsome if you're a man. You just seem like you are blossoming in the future. There is grace in the future, divinely blessed, and fabulism, the power of imagination. With these two other cards, this is not looking negative to me at all with fabulism. This is looking like you come back to yourself. Grace has entered your life again because you're moving away from a situation that possibly has been completely toxic. You're starting to believe in your own imagination again, or your own powers of imagination. Your powers of imagination are extremely strong. You might have musical or artistic or storytelling ability. An ability to write stories or to speak stories out loud, or to entertain people, to inspire people. And it seems as though you are finally blossoming in the near future, where you feel so much more yourself. And I don't know if you had somebody around you that basically told you your abilities or your imagination were not to be counted on, or that you couldn't believe in these things. I don't know. I just feel like you're believing in your own abilities more and your own talents more, and you're willing to express yourself with hidden resentments and things transpiring beneath the surface that came up earlier. Maybe you were suppressing certain parts of yourself or of what you fully enjoyed. Maybe someone told you you couldn't be an artist because you would never make any money, or that you weren't talented when actually you are, or that those were just dreams and couldn't be turned into reality. But it seems like you've come back to your senses, and you feel a divine calling here, or a call to express yourself more in the future, to be, to believe in your own abilities more. You have abundance, love, grace, beauty, all coming into your life in the future. Don't suppress your own imagination, express it. And was that where you are now? Maybe that was where you are now instead of the future. Well, in your surroundings, there's the Four of Swords in with transmutation. Yes, you are in a process of healing right now. You might be sleeping more than you normally do, or needing to sleep more. You're transforming and transmuting poisons into blessings. You may have suffered from some health issues, actually, and so you are transmuting and recovering from some kind of health issue. You definitely need to rest in your surroundings and prepare for what is to come next. It seems like you're transforming at a very deep level, and so you might need to take some extra time to just take it easy and heal. You're sleeping better now, if you were having trouble sleeping before. Your dreams might actually be really amazing right now. So your hope is for the Queen of Pentacles and first light at the breaking of the storm. You will be able to achieve stability. Your hope is that things will become more stable, more fruitful, more creative, where you can sit back and relax, enjoy the beauty in life, feel more solid in yourself, and that things will get a lot better, especially possibly even with business or with work. That there's something on the horizon for you that is a much better surroundings and a much better life than what you have been experiencing. There could also be a woman that will give you some kind of an opportunity, or let you know about a certain kind of opportunity that brings you a lot of hope. Your general outcome is the Knight of Pentacles. So take it easy on yourself. Take your time with it. Be patient with the process. You are slowly but steadily moving forward. There is progress with the direction that you're headed in, but it's not going to happen quickly. Even though, was it you? Yes, you have a lot up in the air right now. So it's telling you to be patient. Wait until things land, or until you land, or until things settle before you start to come up with any kind of a plan on what to do next. If you need help, you have it. Don't feel as though you need to deal with this situation or this process on your own. You have helpers and people who care, who would love to give you a hand or to help you in your healing process. I see a lot of practicality in the future with planning, coming up with goals, coming up with a plan on how to take yourself to them, possibly looking at long-term projects or long-term learning skills, developing something completely new, possibly from what you have been doing. You have help if you need it. And you have this with creative power, wait a minute, did this come up earlier? I think that the cat mixed some things around. Or was this? Okay, I'm just going to read it because it was in with it. You have creative power, sowing the stars. So yes, You can create what you wish. Just be patient with the process. Be patient with healing. Be patient with recovery. If you need help, you have it. Someone may offer you an amazing idea that you can take off and run with. Coercion, leaving behind. This is reminding me of, where is it? It was your central card. Here we go. You're leaving something behind because you've realized that it's not for you, or it's been unhealthy for you, or it's just too much stress to deal with. Coercion, though, I believe means that someone is urging you to leave something behind that perhaps maybe you're not ready for. You feel as though you have to leave something behind. I want to know more about that. Why do they feel like they're being coerced? Why is coercion in here? Undercurrents, unseen forces at work. Maybe you're being led in a particular direction, and at first you're reluctant to do so, or you're reluctant to take action on leaving something behind. There, you may have some mixed emotions about this, or it's hard for you to do that, but it seems as though the universe is urging you in that direction, that there are unseen forces at work here. If you were ever going to get out of this, now is the time to do it, even if you don't feel completely emotionally ready. But again, remember that you have help and you don't have to hurry with this. Take it one step at a time. But you are about to discover new horizons. And so focus more on the future, your dreams for the future, what you would like to manifest from here on out, and discovering new experiences, new people, new things that have nothing to do with what you were experiencing before. It might be hard at first, but the more you step in that direction, the more and more confident you will feel, and the more and more glad you'll be that you made that decision. So let me pick just an extra little message for you. Hopefully that made sense for you. Or helped in some way. Treasure Island, you're about to experience something amazing and you deserve it. You're at a fork in the road. So take your time. You don't have to make major decisions right off the bat, especially while everything's up in the air. It may not be the right time. For now, you may just want to go traveling or go have a vacation if you can, or do something special that reminds you of the good things in life, or where you can feel at ease and extremely blessed and happy with potentials and possibilities of future treasure you could find. And also realizing that the treasure is within you too. But you're at a fork in the road, but expect good things. Expect good things. Let's go for one more. Observer. Observe things before you act. Take your time making decisions right now, especially on actions. Okay? All right. Take care. Bye. Hope that helped.